6. All right, so round 6 is just going to be used for a cautionary. It's going to be used as a cautionary tale. Round 6 is how not to play and how not to prepare. Hello, hello. Welcome, first time chatter, Neri00. The analysis. Oh, you don't like it? That's fine. It's like, this is just me without an engine, and I'm a low rated player, so I'm just going through it myself. But here, wait till you see the game 6. This is terrible. Awesome. Cool. So I'm playing with the black pieces, and I'm playing against one of the higher rated players than this in my category, which is under 1,000. He opens with d4. He told me before the game he was going to play the Jababa, and I obviously didn't have time to prepare. I just know the Jababa is aggressive line. Generally plays h4. I don't like playing h5 against it. But if you do, you want to castle queenside. Anywho, we'll get into it. I was talking to some other people in between games, and they play the King's Indian against d4. So he's playing Jobaba. I play like basically starting moves for the King's Indian. He knows exactly what the line is up to this point because he was bragging to me about studying it. So I'm just gonna take his word for it. See here, h5 is probably the best idea. I don't want to play it though. I kind of still want to believe in castling kingside because nothing's developed on the queen side yet. So it seems like castling is a far, far way away. And my problem was, what I did was I checked some trap patterns with the King's Indian before the game, about 2 minutes before, and I don't recommend doing that because you get yourself out of your comfort zone, and it's not good to play long format games with that, and you'll see why. So in the trap line that I saw, there's this bishop f4 move. I'm not comfortable playing bishop f4 like I said earlier because I'm not used to it. I generally fianchetto bishops, and it's not a comfortable position for me. And so what I do here is, because it's not comfortable for me, I don't focus on the piece being there because I don't consider it because I don't play it. So because this was a new line, I took myself out of my comfort zone, and you'll see what happened. So he plays bishop e2. And at this point, this is where the caution starts. Everyone who's a chess player, their alarm bells would be going off. This is a very easy chess puzzle. You have to either not keep your bishop there as black, or defend your bishop another time, because if you're looking at it, your bishop is attacked twice and is defended once. So, backtracking into the point that I was so focused on development and castling queenside to get away from this h4, h5 nonsense, I completely neglected the fact that my bishop was 100% hanging here. 100%. Now the move that should be played is not that move. That's not the move I wanted to play. Is h5. That's what the engine recommends. It's basically the move that it likes. And I mean, what's not to like? You have like an idea here. If it trades, you can kind of trade back, no issues. Queen's not going to take that unless they're playing like I do. But yeah, that's the idea. So yeah, I flat out just blundered the game right there. Just knight, again, hoping to get the king castle. The problem with this is that maybe I could have even just played queen to e7 here, which still does the same thing. It defends the bishop. and that would have been just fine. But it was just a wrong move order, and the game was pretty much over. He takes it. I took back instantly without thinking because I didn't even pay attention to the queen. Again, out of your comfort level, stay within your comfort level. That's the point of this game. And then just a few more moves. I make some moves just to kind of like create some kind of counterplay. Here I thought I was being tricky, but I didn't at all see the attack on the queen. And again, the reason I don't like that attack on the queen is I want to castle queenside. And the second I move the queen, I don't think I'm actually capable of castling queenside. So I again do a stupid thing and I trade another piece down. Again, just looking for anything. And this is another huge blunder. Another huge blunder, moving the knight to b4. So not only is this a cautionary tale about how not to hang pieces early, but it's a cautionary tale on how to take your time after you hang pieces early to not feel like it's a waste of your time. But once you hang one piece or two pieces, then three pieces hang, four pieces hang, and this is a good sign of that because this is a good 200, 300 level puzzle, and the only way to really deal with it is to block, and then really I'm not again still focused stupidly on castling queenside when it doesn't matter. I can just probably take the pawn here, but then you're actually I can't take the pawn there. See, that's another blunder. Still flustered with this game and it never happened. So I just moved the rook across, but again, it's not good. None of this is good. So I just castle kingside because I feel like I have to, but now there's an open diagonal for the queen, which can't really be blocked except for by the queen, which is stupid, so you'd have to move the king. And then eventually, if white wants, they can trade queens. There's also this threat here. It's not looking good. So I castled kingside just to double up the rooks in the least. He takes, I block the pawn, castles queenside. I try again for some more counterplay just to kind of like maybe utilize that battery a little bit, get my queen into the position, make it a little uncomfortable, have some checks. There's no perpetual, but it's something. Something while still being nothing. All these moves are just kind of going through the motions. The issue back here was that if he had developed his knight early, I would have been able to kind of consider it and not worried so much. And I thought he was ignoring his knight. But he obviously wasn't. Brought it out at a nice time. Now his rook's getting ready to double, but it didn't even need to double because I just walked away. And the biggest problem with this position is that I ignored this pawn. Again, blunder after blunder after blunder. I played this game like a 150 would. And the only reason to show this is because I'm analyzing all my games. And it would be a crime not to analyze a game that you're playing. See, what a move would be is maybe this, but then you're faced with doubling up the rooks. So like it doesn't really matter what you play. You're just running into checkmate whatever you do with the king, which is pretty obvious for most players. And then that's just an easy mate. There's a lot of pieces covering it. It's just everything is covering that square. So I walked right into the worst possible square to get mated on. And that was game number 6. And that was the end of the tournament. So I finished on 3 points out of 6. My teammates did very well, so I kind of let them down a little bit. One of them scored 3. One of them scored 4. Another scored 4. Yep, 2 scored 4 out of 6. And the third one scored 3.5 out of 6. If I recall properly. Maybe, yeah, I think they all ended on 4. One ended up on 3 and a 6. So the good thing about this, the good thing that I can take away from this in terms of like my skill level and pattern recognition and everything is that at least the players that I lost to finished as tied for second and third. So I can at least be happy about losing to players that did well because they had a good tournament. And knowing that if I hadn't blundered early, especially in this game, and late, like into the middle game of my second or third game, the one I lost, I think it was the second game. Yeah, I lost the second game by blundering. So if I hadn't made these blunders by getting too aggressive, then I might have had legitimate shots to actually make some noise in this tournament. So that's my takeaway from it.